Good night, my name is Kristani Jen, and in today's video I would like to talk to you about COVID-19, the 2020 pandemic, what's going on within my own experience, and I would also like to talk to you about the aftermath, any benefits that might have came from the 2020 pandemic. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is I have to backtrack what was actually going on in 2019, right? So 2019 was a good year. I remember that everyone was expecting for 2020 to be the best year yet, right? This was a time where everyone was making New Year's resolutions. Every year had a theme, and it was like 2019, the best of years, it's gonna be the best year. 2017 is gonna be an amazing year. It's gonna be my New Year's resolution. It's gonna be that type of year. So prior to 2020, it was that vibe, right? It was the vibe of 2020. It's like a round number. It represents a huge turning point, but I don't think I could have known, or many people, the world would have known what was gonna happen. So 2020, I could remember that everyone was like, this is gonna be my year, the best year yet, right? So let me backtrack to 2019, what was going on. 2019, and I'm gonna start off with 2019 Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, me and my sister were making dinner for the whole family, and my mom was still alive at this point, and I can remember we were making a lot of dishes because every year for Thanksgiving or Christmas, she would make a bunch of sides. She would make macaroni au gratin. She would make collard greens. She would make the stuffed chicken. She would make the stuffing for the chicken. She would make a whole, but it would be a whole feast, like at least 8 sides of like generous portions. So we wanted to recreate it, but at this point my mom was not really standing up and walking on her own, so we wanted to recreate this for her because it was one of her first Thanksgiving where she was not able to do it by herself. So what ended up happening is that while we were cooking, there was so much food being cooked. I think we could have mixed a type of vegetables. We might have got cross-contaminated with meat. So the first sign that something was off was that after eating the food from Thanksgiving, I became sick. I had stomach bug, right? And the thing that happened is that after that, my sister got the stomach bug, then my dad, then my mom, and she had a very bad case, and she had to go to the hospital, and she came back just fine. What was interesting about 2019 Thanksgiving is that my cousin came over and he ate some food and he became sick, right? He had the stomach bug. But however, I heard the other cousins, my aunts, and a few other people had also gotten sick, and they had not eaten the food. So it was definitely like it was a stomach flu going around, right? And the whole thing was like 2020, it's a round number. It's like, it's the big 2020. Everybody's like, the consensus I saw on YouTube and online was that it's going to be the year of great promises, of the year of great things, because 2019 we had never experienced a pandemic before. The trains were packed, activities were going, concerts were thing. It was like 2016, 2019, 2018. Everything was in full revival mode. Everyone was celebrating, and I don't know if you remember that time, but it was just 2020 was a year. It was gonna be the year of changes. That's what I remember it being declared as during New Year's Eve, right? It was gonna be the big year. You're gonna make your resolution. You were gonna lose weight. You were gonna fulfill your life's calling, and that's what it was gonna be. So then, fast forward, March 2020, and these COVID-19 is coming around. So one thing I want to say is that prior to this, in 2019 again, I was on Facebook. That back then I had my Facebook. Now it's completely deleted. And I remember seeing a post from this woman in Italy, but I really couldn't understand it because I just had never experienced anything to that gravity. So in the post, the Facebook post, this woman was saying, because it hit Italy first, right? Because they do trading with China. It hit them first. She was just made a long extended post, and she said nobody understands what's going on, and she was just detailing everything was shut down. They had to wear masks. There was social distancing. I had never heard of these things, so I couldn't understand, from my limited point of view, what this woman was going on about. But lo and behold, that was a few months ahead, like maybe I'd say January. And sure enough, what ended up happening is that March 2020, it had spread. It had spread, and I was at Medgar Evers going to school, and not remote yet. We didn't have anything remote yet. So then I remember a lot of the CUNYs were beginning to close down because of what was the deaths that were being reported. This mysterious illness where you have to wear masks, where they're not sure if it's the droplets in the air, if it's like TB. They weren't sure. Everything was coming out as it was being reported, right? So that there was this tangible fear because you didn't know where this sickness was coming from, how it was spread, and the CDC and the World Health Organization was giving minute-to-minute like updates, and they were also chronicling all the deaths that were going on. So during that time, it was very scary, right? Because at first, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was gonna pass, right? So March 20th, I believe it was, Medgar Evers decided to shut down its doors, right? Because there was a lot of students complaining that Baruch and a bunch of the other CUNYs were shutting down to protect the students, that we should also be protected, right? So then they decided to comply, and things were going to be held remotely, right? So then school shuts down, and over a course of weeks, everything shut down, right? Everything began to shut down. So that's basically the video for today. What were you doing during the COVID pandemic? What did you expect for 2020? And what was your experience, right? Do you think that any good came out of the COVID pandemic? And so you guys, that's basically the video for today. My name is Christina Jean. Have a lovely day, you guys. Thanks. See ya. Bye.